Welcome back to the 1 Million Mile Road Trip. I'm Tommy.
And I'm Meddena.
And we want to address something today. One thing is, we put out a video back when my dog,
Maggie.
we put out a video back about almost a year ago. I don't remember exactly what month it was. It's when we had our business about traveling armed. And now that we've been on the road 6 months, we wanted to address that again. It's obviously a topic that everybody is researching on the internet. It trends to be the second highest video every month for us, and that particular video we got over 25,000 views on. So we need to probably address it again. A lot of people, because crime, if you watch the news, crime right now is on the uptick. It's up as high as it's been in a couple of years. They've had, I saw where I was commenting earlier on one of our other channels that I was watching about a girl that was traveling in her Jeep, and she had actually got attacked.
I'll be right back. Go ahead. I've got to get Moses in.
Okay, she got assaulted while she was in her Jeep. I think she was living in her Jeep, and some man pulled up with in front of her in a car, put his bright lights on, got out banging on her hood, and I'm not sure what level of assault that happened to her, but she was traumatized. You could really see it. She was traumatized. Now, a lot of people got on there and said you should buy you a big dog and you should buy you a gun. Well, we can address having dogs. I mean, we have dogs not for protection. We have dogs for companion. Maggie will bark, and you would think she would eat you up
she will eat up anybody that comes after me. Now, if they come after you, it's okay.
But once you get in around her, then she's like, hey, you know,
tell everybody that.
Let me grab my ball and play and stuff. Yeah, I know. Well, let's be real.
Okay.
But let's talk about traveling armed. As you know, or you may not know, I'm a retired law enforcement officer. I've done 33 years in law enforcement in all types of investigations, from homicide all the way up to mostly in narcotics. So I can attest a little bit about the laws and what the laws are. But let's address now, what do you think you need to have a gun? One is, if you decide to get a gun, you need to make sure that you're properly trained with that gun, whether it's a shotgun or a pistol or whatever. And if you are properly trained, you understand the safety aspects of having a gun, and also the biggest thing is the state laws that you will come into contact with, and the overall federal laws. Having a pistol is probably the most restrictive thing you can carry with you in an RV, because an RV is not like a house. An RV is mobile and can be searched by law enforcement without a search warrant if they believe they have probable cause to look in it. Say they ran a dog around your your RV, and for whatever reason, I'm not saying you'd have drugs in your RV, but they also they search them with bomb dogs now. And if you had a lot of gunpowder in there, or a large amount of ammo or something, they may pick up on that. But just for instance, say a dog alerts on it, or say the officer says the dog alerts on it, then you could have your vehicle searched. Or if you're coming into Canada or coming into the U.S. at a port of entry, they can search your vehicle without a warrant. It's just the law. So, but beware of the laws as far as having a pistol. I find it's just easier to possess a shotgun if you're going to have a weapon in your RV. She likes a pump shotgun because when you rack the shotgun, it makes a noise, and it's a pretty big deterrent for anybody coming into the RV or anything. It's more of a deterrent. But it can be, if you're not strong enough to do it, if you don't practice doing it, it can be hard for you you to do. Now, we don't advertise that we carry a weapon or we don't carry a weapon. We don't advertise it. I don't think it's a good idea to advertise that you got a gun in your vehicle. A lot of times people, instead of carrying a gun, they might carry bear spray in their vehicle or hornet spray or something like that, because I've heard that it can be carried, it can be considered to be a deadly weapon because you could hit somebody with a poisonous spray. The main thing is, know the laws on where you're going and know what the laws are if you have to use the weapon. Because in some states it's illegal to even drive through the state. Go through the state with a handgun or for sure what they consider to be an assault weapon, like an AR-15. Even though in most states it's legal for you to own a AR-15. Maggie. I'm sorry, my dogs. We got cars coming in and out of the driveway and the dogs are going nuts. Also, there's a lot of considerations for owning a gun and having it with you. One, do you store it in a safe place where kids can't get a hold of it? Do you carry it loaded? Do you carry, if not loaded, do you carry the ammunition right next to it where you could get a hold of it if you had to? I just think there's a lot of considerations, and I'm not saying everybody that travels should have a gun with them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you've got to, one, know if you're experienced enough to handle a gun, if you have experience enough with the law to know when you can use that gun, and what type of gun you should have. I think one thing you should always know is you cannot shoot someone for stealing your property. That's almost 100% in every state. Somebody can steal your car, somebody can steal something out of your car. You can't use deadly force for that. Most states and most laws says the only time you can use deadly force is to protect yourself or someone else from intimate, deadly danger of being killed or seriously wounded. So you got to know the laws. First off, nobody wants to shoot anybody. For, that's not why you carry a gun. Nobody wants to shoot anybody. No sane person wants to be involved in a shooting. Okay?
No sane person.
No sane person wants to be, or no person that's not a criminal or have a criminal mind wants to be involved in a shooting. However, if I'm in my room asleep and there's somebody breaking in my RV to get into our RV, to what I feel like, if they know, one, that I'm home, they know we're here, and we warn them, what are you doing? Get out of our RV. And they still come in to the RV and they come back towards us where we're trapped and we can't leave, then I would consider that my life is in immediate danger and be able to use whatever force necessary to protect us from being killed. But you need to sit down and look at the laws, especially in the states that you're traveling in, if you are going to possess a weapon with you. I know California is very restrictive on their weapons. New Jersey is very restrictive. New York, you can't have a gun. I don't care what it is, just about New York, without a permit, and it's almost impossible to get a permit. But you'll be probably in less restrictive states with a shotgun, and I'm talking about the type of shotgun they use to hunt dove or something like that with.
But there are some other things you can do to scare people off besides just a shotgun. One of the things you told me was to always carry our keys to the bedroom, so that if we hear something outside, we hit the alarm, and the alarm going off should scare the people off if there's other people camping around us.
Yeah, if you hit the little alert alarm on your key fob, then that does make your headlights blink off and on most of the time, and your horn blow until you hit it again and make it stop. And I tell people, if they want to keep their keys beside their bed, if they hear somebody around their car or they hear somebody around their campsite, especially if they're out boondocking somewhere. I don't care if it's just animals, or if they're in their house and they hear something outside. It's very easy to hit that button and let it blare for 15 or 20 seconds and scare the person off, because people that are wanting to do you harm are not going to keep on doing harm if they think they're going to be seen. And Meddena's always said this, and I heard it again today actually on TV.
Really?
If you're in a parking lot and somebody starts to grab you, or you're out somewhere, if you're walking in your RV park and somebody grabs you, instead of hollering help, yell fire. Because they actually said that on TV, because I think they're said that 80% of the things, people will come to the aid of somebody yelling fire rather than... Speaking of traveling arm, and that's what this video was directly about to start with, is that the main thing is research where you're going and what the state laws are about that. But overall, in most cases, shotguns are legal in the entire U.S. in most cases. We are not attorneys, and I'm retired law enforcement, so I can't speak to every state. But in most cases, the laws for carrying a shotgun are pretty lenient.
Do your homework.
Yeah, do your homework. You know, I know a lot of people that carry guns in their pistols, in their RVs, but the main thing is they don't tell anybody about it.
But if
they
happens.
if they use that gun, say in a state that bans firearms, then your trouble may come on the backside. I just think carrying a pistol in most cases is the most risky. Now, it's everybody should be willing to assume their own risk of what they'll do in the situation. I personally, just if I'm going to carry a gun at all, carry a shotgun.
Okay, can we have a little sidetrack again?
Okay, go ahead.
Well,
I may delete it, but go ahead.
You gonna delete me?
I might. I don't
He's
know.
gonna delete me, y'all. Well, shoot, you made me forget it. I don't know what it was. You made me forget it because you was gonna delete me. You really gonna delete me? Is that it?
In the comments, we ask you to please tell us how you feel about carrying a gun in an RV. You may be totally against guns. You know, if that's fine. If you are, that is perfectly okay. Tell us about how you feel about firearms and whether or not you feel like is safe to have one in the RV. We travel completely alone. We never have kids with us. We have no grandchildren, so a gun with us here in our RV is completely out of the reach of children, because there's no children ever in our RV. Tell us in the comments, you know, how you feel about guns. If I know that some of the people we have here that watch our videos are from Australia and other places, and I've heard comments like, y'all in America's gun crazy. But you know, I can just tell you that it doesn't matter. There's too many guns in the United States for them to come up and say we're going to do away with guns completely. One, it's in our Second Amendment. You have a right to bear arms. But if you start taking away guns, in my opinion, then only people and criminals are going to have them. And I've heard about Australia that even now there's still guns available in Australia. It's just the criminals that have them and not the regular. But even that is, if people are going to hurt you, they're going to do it with knives, clubs, you know, baseball bats,
pencils, pens,
anything.
cars.
I mean, if somebody really wants to hurt somebody, it doesn't matter. Sure, guns would make it a lot simpler, but you know, I'm not sure if I'd rather be shot than stabbed. This knifing is I've been cut in various ways, and I didn't like it. But anyway, we're not trying to make a argument for guns or against guns. All I'm saying is that you need to make a decision on what you are going to do. A lot of people say they've traveled 20 years without a gun in their RV and never had a problem. I say that's great. I'm super glad. But the two that got murdered in South Texas, where they murdered the two and buried them on the beach, and they took their RV to Mexico, I'm sure if one of them had had a gun, it might have been a big difference in how that turned out. I don't know. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. We ask you to please subscribe and ring that little bell. We are currently putting out 3 videos a week. Sometimes it can be a little tough on us because Meddena's been sick and I had damaged my computer, so I was kind of out of commission for a couple of weeks, and it
caught up with you.
Caught up with me really fast. So, but if you would, we'd love for you to subscribe and hit the bell. We'd love for you to come back and tell us what you think about it. Give us that thumbs up if you would, or thumbs down. We just need the algorithm in YouTube to give us some favor.
YouTube likes thumbs up or down.
They do. They don't matter if you put a thumbs up or thumbs down. They want interaction and comments and stuff, so we'd really appreciate it if you do. And it'd be great if this video got 25,000. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll see.
It will if you'll leave me in and not delete me.
Maybe. Y'all come back and see us, and take care and God bless.
Thank you.
Ah.